Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. It's Flexible Friday today, so we're going to be opening up our chest and as well as stretching our back. So chest and back today. If that sounds good to you, find some space and let's get started. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks you guys, let's get going. Alrighty, let's get started in child's pose. So bring your knees out nice and wide, big toes together, and then just bring that chest down and forehead down. So we're just gonna reach our arms above our head here, resting our forearms on the mat, and then just that forehead or cheek could come all the way down. And just settling in here to child's pose, letting the eyes close. Starting to feel your breath. And really softening through those shoulders. So just try to take all that tension, all that stress out of those shoulders right now. And if you're holding yourself up at all, just completely relax. Let your head just push into the mat. And staying in child's pose for just a little bit longer, but to bring even more softness into those shoulders, I want you to just push into your palms, push in and walk those fingertips away just a little bit, creating as much length to the arms as you can. And lift those forearms and those elbows off of the mat. And as you push into your hands, just send those heels back toward, or your hips back towards your heels just a little bit more. And then completely relax your arms down again. Maybe your chest can fall a little bit more. Maybe your forehead can be even heavier into the mat. Softening those shoulders as much as possible. Awesome, you guys. Let's take one more full breath here. Inhale and exhale. And slowly start to lift on up out of your child's pose. So just bring your hands in as well as your knees, finding tabletop position. And we're going to start to drop the belly towards the mat and lift the chest for the front of the room. You can gaze forward or maybe look up a little bit more, but really arch through the back here. Sticking your butt out, pushing into your hands. Roll those shoulders back and down. Awesome, you guys. Stay for another breath in. And as you exhale, start to round that spine. Squeeze your belly button in. Still pushing into the palms and then bringing the chin all the way towards the collarbone. And then with an inhale, come back to a nice flat back. And we're just going to walk our hands out in front. So our hips are going to stay stacking above the knees. And you're just going to drop your forehead down and your chest down as well. So puppy dog or cat stretch. Just getting into the back a little bit here, but as well as those shoulders. Just opening up through the chest a little bit as you drop it down towards the mat. Awesome work, you guys. With an inhale, start to lift that chest and slide it forward. We're going to come onto our stomach. So gracefully come on down. And you're just going to drop the chest a little bit, but keep your chin lifted. You're going to take your hands and try and clasp them together behind your back. So interlace those fingers. If you're able to squeeze the palms together and actually touch those palms together, give that a try. You're just going to pull those shoulders back a little bit further. But then once you're here, just use an inhale to lift the chest up a little bit more. Keep those fingers interlaced, squeeze those palms together. And if your hands are resting on your butt or your low back, that's completely fine. But you could lift them up if you want to activate just a little bit more. But opening up the chest, you don't have to look all the way forward. You can keep the chin lifted just as much as is comfy. Lotus pose. Breathe. And my feet are on the mat right now, but you could also have them up in the air. Awesome work, you guys. Pull those shoulders back, opening up the chest. And take one more inhale. And exhale, relax, let go. Bring your hands in front of you. Just place your chin or cheek on top. And take a moment. If you need to rock those hips side to side, you can do that as well. And we're just going to shimmy over to the right side of our mat. Just over a little bit, and then extending that left arm out to the side so it's going to be nice and straight and in line with your shoulder. Then your left cheek can find the mat, and you can start to roll over. So lifting the right hip, lifting the right shoulder off of the mat like you want to roll onto your back, but you don't have to go all the way there. You can take that right leg and kind of plant that foot, bend that knee, just a little kickstand, just to help you maybe roll a little bit further. But again, opening up that shoulder as well as that chest. Just relaxing your head on the mat. And you can take that right hand. It can stay in front of you, or maybe it wants to find your low back or your hip. Awesome, you guys. Very slowly when you're ready, we're just going to roll back onto our stomach. So you can stay on the right edge of your mat because we did shimmy over, or at least I did. But we're going to go into that left arm, that left chest one more time, except this time I want you to bend the elbow and then bring your hand to the corner of your mat. So you're kind of making a cactus arm. Your elbow's in line with your shoulder, and then your hand is coming up by your head, but not touching your head. It's out to the corner of your mat. So similar thing, left cheek to the mat. You're going to start to roll over again. You might notice that you can't roll as far with that arm bent, and that's completely fine, but you're still going to feel a similar stretch. It might move more into your chest though. I want you to relax your head on the mat if you can, and that right leg, just oftentimes I see it really high in the air. But if you can relax it down, just relax it down. Don't want you to work too hard today. Nice job, you guys. So whenever you feel ready to come on out, just roll onto your stomach. We're going to bring that left arm just next to the body and just completely relax that shoulder. You can also bring your right cheek or your right ear towards the mat. Just let that arm, that left arm, be nice and heavy. If you need to wiggle it around a little bit, you can. And then we're going to start to set up for the other side. So you can shimmy over to the left side of your mat this time. I just do that so that when you roll over, you're still on your mat instead of off your mat on the floor. But whatever works best. So right arm out to the side this time. Right cheek to the mat. And then we're going to start to roll over. So lifting the left side this time, the left side of the body, that left shoulder. You can use that left leg, that top leg as a little kickstand. And just finding your breath once you're there. Opening that chest as well as that shoulder. Awesome work, you guys. So slowly start to come back onto your tummy. And then start to bend that elbow as well, so the hand can find the corner of your mat, bending that elbow, making that 90-degree angle-ish as best you can. Right cheek is coming back down, and then you can just start to roll over again in that similar movement. Just going as far as you need to feel this. Nice job, you guys. So very slowly rolling back onto your stomach. And you can just take that right arm and extend it or rest it beside you so that it just can completely relax. Maybe turning the left cheek or the left ear to the mat this time. And then when you're feeling ready to come on up, you can just roll over onto your back. We're going to make our way onto our backs. So either roll over, come up, and then come back down. But plant those feet. Keep those knees bent. And we're just going to lift the hips up a little bit and slide the hips over to the right side of the mat. So just a little movement. Your knees can then fall over to the left. And I just ask you to move your hips over so that when you look down to those hips, you're making a nice straight line through your hips, your spine, and then those shoulders. So you can just stack the knees on top of each other. Adjust those shoulders around so that right one's still planted on the mat. And you can extend your arms out to either side. Or place the left hand on the knee, whatever's comfy. We're just taking a twist here. Feeling your breath and releasing that low back. So if you wanted a little bit more for the last few moments that were in this twist, you could cross your legs. Just an option though. So using an inhale when you're ready to bring those knees back up. So uncross those legs if you did cross them. Plant your feet. Lift the hips and slide them over to the left side of the mat, and then the knees can fall to the right. And then just setting up your twist, adding your arms out to the sides, or resting them on your knee. An option to cross the legs if you haven't already and you want to. Awesome work, you guys. Use an inhale. Bring those knees back up. Uncross your legs. We're going to extend our legs out long and keep our legs together, but we're just going to find our forearms for fish pose. So you can sit on your hands or have your hands beside your hips, but you're on your forearms. Legs are together, and then you're just going to let your head fall back. So push into your forearms here to open up the chest. You can arch the back a little bit. Let the head fall back, also getting some length through the front of the neck. Just taking one more inhale, lifting that chest, that heart. And exhale, slowly bring those shoulders down. You can take your hands out from underneath your hips And just spread your feet nice and wide. Take your arms, rest them beside you on the mat. And I just want you to let your head roll over to the left. Bring that left ear towards the mat. And then let your head or your right ear come down towards the mat as you go the other way. And then bringing that chin, that nose back to center. Taking a big breath in and out. Awesome work today, you guys. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. But if you've got to go, have a great rest of your day. And until I see you guys again, namaste.